When he'd finished shaving, Billy poured some cold water from the bucket into the basin. He washed his face, neck, hair and armpits with the sunlight suds and dried off vigorously with the towel. On went his shirt, his army socks and his well-polished boots. Then he combed his hair and sat down to the steaming bowl of porridge that Mary had put out for him. "I see it's weak tea again," said Billy. "Didn't you get any tea on the ration vouchers I gave you?" "They had no tea in Finlater's yesterday," Mary said. She wasn't telling him that she hadn't got tea the day before, but had given it to her mother Molly, who hadn't seen tea for a week. On this sunny morning, the 6 army trucks pulled in beside the long lines of turf that had been cut the previous year. Now, after the sunny month of May, it was to be loaded into the trucks to take into the city, and it was 6 o'clock before the work was finished and the trucks loaded. The men were exhausted and burned from the sun. They had their last mug of tea, climbed up on top of the turf and headed for home. Billy looked back over the mountain bog with the turf lines along the road and the mounds drying all over the place. Local people were to be seen gathering turf from their own pre-let spots. Some of them had creels, which were open-top wicker baskets, a rope strap going over the neck as the basket of turf fitted on their back. He saw an old man bent under the load of the creel, which could have held his own weight of turf. From the top of the truck, Billy could see from Dunleary Harbour, across the bay to the sand dunes of Dollymount Strand and on to the majestic Hill of Howth. Mary was right, he said to Bob. It's a pure, beautiful day. And isn't Dublin a lovely city? We get the kids out to Dollymount Strand this Sunday. The girls were in bed when he got back. I gave them some mashed spuds, said Mary. After those toffees, they're too full for any more. The coddle will take a while, Billy, but I got you an evening early. You could read me the news. Mary picked up the basket of clothes which she had pulled in off the line earlier and went to work with the hot iron off the hearth. When the ironing was done, she settled into her favourite chair with a bundle of gansies and socks and frocks for darning and mending. By this time Billy was asleep, and it was after midnight when she'd finished up. She checked the baby, who had finished his bottle and was fast asleep. The 3 girls were asleep too, but Betty was coughing a little, a bit rough talking. She'll be getting her coddle of her eye in the morning, whether she likes it or not. She undressed quickly and put on her nightdress. As she reached out to quench the gas glow, she spotted his unopened pay packet on the mantelpiece, where he always left his wages. Not a penny had he taken for himself. As she lowered the gas light, she looked at his strong, handsome profile in the bed, until the light popped out. Then she climbed into bed and was asleep in an instant, thinking that, despite all her troubles, she was very lucky to have such a good man beside her. The winter of 1942 was a tough one, and there was no work on the bogs. Mary was good at bartering the food ration vouchers, turning sugar vouchers into spuds, and tea vouchers into carrots down in the Dublin vegetable markets. Molly had been selling fish in Henry Street for years, and when Mary found a farmer with surplus vegetables, she sold them from Liam's farm, using Molly's street trading licence to keep the police at bay. This meant, of course, that Mary was heading off in the morning, leaving Billy to mind the kids. The seeds of frustration were planted. Billy loved the children, but seeing his wife publicly become the breadwinner was a huge blow to a proud man. He knew she was keeping the family alive as he filled his day with carving wood, cleaning the house and playing with the kids.